He's my prime example. He was already
My
over. He was,
example. That's my example.
but it's my example too. We start off with the men's Money in the Bank contest, which is good because that means that whoever wins, there's a lingering chance that they could cash in at some point this evening, depending on when presumably Rollins would be wrestling.
Yeah, that was one of the things I said that I hoped happened. At least give the illusion that we're going to get cash in. So, yeah, I like the placement of where this match was.
So there really wasn't too much to it. It was a standard multi-person ladder match. Everybody started off beating on Logan Paul. Paul tried to form an alliance with Damian Priest, and it failed miserably. Priest won, and the only thing I'll say is that the way that they teased, they did a couple teases. The way they teased Knight, the way they teased, fuck me, even Butch. Mouthpiece McFingerbang. I knew Shinsuke wasn't going to win, so there's no but obviously, yeah. But there was a tease with Logan Paul, and I honestly thought that they were going to go with LA Knight. I almost congratulated you. I was about to send you that text, but Priest won.
He did.
It was exciting. I'll give him that, but it wasn't anything special.
Yes, and now we already got people asking if this was the right decision.
Damian Priest
winning, was it the right decision? And the only reason I say that is because, and when not even talking about just like the rise of LA Knight, just that night, how the people were reacting to LA Knight. Would it have been the right moment to give him the briefcase, let the place freaking erupt with the reaction? Now, of course, if you did that, then the rest of the night was going to fail in comparison.
I'd say give him a meaningful feud first. He had a feud with Bray Wyatt. It was awful. He feuded with various members of the New Day, and that was meh. But he hasn't had like a real proper feud.
Yes, which makes it even more special that creative's really given him nothing, and he's made something out of it.
True. So what I'm saying is, though, if he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, then it's just his trajectory is he just holds on to that briefcase until whenever. But now if he gets into a program with Logan Paul, you can kind of get to know him better, get to see what he can do, get to empathize with him more. They can build him up.
Well, I was going off of, win-loss record-wise, he's not been built to be like championship level yet. Yes, he's over with the fans, but he's still in some high-profile wins before he's like in a championship conversation.
To be fair, Priest hasn't either.
Well, I mean, the trajectory of Priest, and I said it a couple weeks back, I think they're building him a little bit too much here. Main event Backlash, main event Monday Night Raw, heavyweight title match, in the main event against Seth Rollins. For what it's worth, it's still a heavyweight title match.
He ain't winning.
No, but he's in that position.
You gotta win. Eventually, you're just gonna be the Bills.
Well, Butch has not been in a world heavyweight title match.
Thank God.
Santos Escobar, he's not been in a title match.
Why was he dressed like a raccoon?
I don't know. It's probably some heritage thing.
Oh, God.
I tried not to. Logan Paul, Ricochet. No, I think Ricochet's had a title match.
Who cares?
I think a couple of years ago against Brock Lesnar when he got squashed and didn't get any offense at all.
Good.
So, outside of all that, Priest, Logan Paul, Ricochet, those are the only guys who have had a title match that were in that match. So there's at least that. He's competed for the title. So at some point they thought he was, enough of a draw, or they had enough confidence in him to put him in a title match. Yeah, he didn't win it, but I'm saying at least getting put in a title match is something. Like,
if you're positioned in a way in the spot where you're consistently losing the big moments, then no, that's not something that's degrading, especially if one of them happens to be a non-wrestling musician.
Okay. Are you making the like? It almost sounds like you're on my side, saying LA Knight should have held that briefcase up at the end of this night.
I don't know who should have. I know it shouldn't have been Logan Paul because he just had a match with Roman. I mean, he tried the best of the best, and like we saw him already do all that, and it seems like he's going to be part-time anyway. So if the idea of Seth's belt is to wrestle every day, that's not going to work out for Logan.
Yeah, wrestle in the subway.
Right.
24/7 hardcore title.
I'm in Dale's backyard wrestling federation, putting up my title belt.
Yeah.
You see like just iPhone footage.
Yeah, got that little zoom in thing where it's all grainy.
I wouldn't have been sad if LA Knight won. It just depends on where they're going, man.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. So if LA Knight did win, like I said, feud wise, he hasn't been built up enough to be there.
Right.
But I was going under the assumption that you put Money in the Bank on him and then you start to build him up so he doesn't immediately cash in. Maybe you wait until like almost next year or something and you just let him stack up wins, stack up wins, stack up wins. Maybe even get into some higher profile matches, like maybe go against Edge. I don't know who else. Bobby Lashley, just get some high profile matches, win those clean. Now we're starting to take him more serious. And, oh, by the way, he still has Money in the Bank. And then when he cashes in, now we can see him as a legitimate champion.
I just don't like when they use Money in the Bank as a way to... They use it as a way to elevate somebody as opposed to already having somebody elevated get an opportunity for it.
I would have to disagree with you there.
Okay.
I think Money in the Bank, like the intention of it should be to have a mid-card guy get the briefcase, and now we can say, okay, now he's like on his path to be a main eventer, like a step up, like what the Intercontinental title used to be. Back in the day, you get the Intercontinental title. Now you're the workhorse champion.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that only the Roman Reignses and the Hulk Hogan should win the Money in the Bank match. What I'm saying is that somebody believable, that somebody that you're already rooting for. I don't want to be invested in somebody just because they have a briefcase.
Okay.
I'd rather already be a fan of them. I'd rather enjoy what they do and already be rooting for them.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like they use the briefcase as a tool to get somebody over as opposed to already having somebody over get the tool.
Yeah, I see. I don't know. I see your side. I'm on the other side of it. And I also think like there's people who are like, so like, let's say Cody was in the match. He doesn't need a Money in the Bank to get a title match.
Absolutely not.
Like people like that, I would say they're above needing a Money in the Bank. Brock Lesnar's like the year he won it. It's like, why did he win it? He can just literally ask for a title match and he'll get one, and it's believable.
I think that's nice to do every now and then, I guess. Like, I don't know, that time when Cena didn't have the belt for a while and he was in the Money in the Bank match.
Yeah, I don't think he needed it either.
And you don't see any of the undercard get elevated with it.
Well, you see, that's a good point. So Edge, he was a perfect example. He was a mid-card guy.
But he was already super over. He's my prime example. He was already over. That's my example. But it's my example too. He was already super popular. He was already super over. Everybody loved the Brood. And then he gets that Money in the Bank briefcase.
And you're like, okay, now he's next.
Right. Now that's just another step. He didn't become something because of the briefcase. He was already something. And then he won the briefcase.
Yeah. And it's also kind of like what the King of the Ring used to be.
Yeah.
Like whoever won the King of the Ring, you can tell, okay, now they're about to put the strap to this guy.
Yep. But then, I don't know, the Money in the Bank briefcase, it seems like established people win it as opposed to letting somebody that maybe not necessarily hasn't had that moment before get that moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've spent too much time on this match. Sounds like the wrong person won in your eyes.
I'm just asking the question.
Yeah.
It'll make good for a clip because, that's the hot topic conversation right now.
It's a good thing that they could have gone a couple different ways as opposed to just like there's one person that was going to win it, Yeah.
So I think this all is like on purpose, that they're cock teasing you essentially with LA Knight. I think this is all on purpose to get him more over. Yes.
Oh, of course.
He's getting the big reaction. But he's getting the big reaction because people think that management is not utilizing him, or their management doesn't know what they have in LA Knight. And I think that's part of the ploy to get him more over.
Well, anybody that thinks that is stupid, though. He's on TV all the time. He's in prominent. He was in a prominent feud with Bray Wyatt, regardless of how retarded it was. He was there. They've been using him.
Yeah. Oh, and he's on the SummerSlam graphic. And they kept advertising all night that he's a little downloadable character in the WWE 2K game, which I saw that on SmackDown. I was like, did they just spoil Money in the Bank? Because they're like, oh, claim your Money in the Bank downloadable character packs or whatever the hell that is. I don't know. I'm so far out of the 2K loop.
Well, the only issue with LA Knight right now is he's in the mid card. He needs to be in the main event tier.
Yeah, I think this is on purpose. They're trying to do let's keep him racking up losses or something. He's going to get more over. Almost like a Kofi Kingston or Daniel Bryan. The list goes on of those people who just keep getting, buried and I put that in quotes, by management, only for to them to finally break out. I think this is all just a ploy from WWE. They're just playing everybody. And again, LA Knight is on the graphics. Everything you see on the commercials, LA Knight is there. They know what they have. They're just stringing everybody along to get him to the stratosphere.
Okay.
And that's all I want to say about that.
All right.